Ferric sulfate. So its formula is Ce Ferric sulfate is another example for the third one. First increases, then as the temperature increases, it goes on decreases. So one more example. The first example, hydrated calcium sulfate, and second one, ferric sulfate, and one more is there, slaked lime. That means calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide common name is slaked lime. First one, hydrated calcium sulfate. Hydrated calcium sulfate. Okay, next third one, slaked lime. Slaked lime calcium hydroxide. CaOH2. These are the few examples. Such a hydrated calcium sulfate show that there is a decrease in their solubility. As the temperature increases, they will show decrease in their solubility. So these are the few compounds. Okay, and next anomalous solubility. So anomalous solubility. So what it means anomalous solubility? Some salts are there. Some salts are there which contain the water content in that. So first they will increases, then it will get decreases. This is called anomalous solubility. Some salts that contains water. That's why it is called hydrated water. Hydrated water salts. Hydrated salts. Generally called as a hydrated salts. So some compounds, some salts containing the water, they will first increases. Then it will get decreases. That is called anomalous solubility. For example, sodium Glauber salt. General name is Glauber salt. So you can write there. It is there in the textbook. You can look at your textbook. There, if you have a textbook, you can look at your textbook. So this is regarding about the anomalous solubility. So it means some of the salts, first their solubility getting increases, then suddenly it will get decreases. That is called anomalous solubility. For example, hydrated sodium sulfate. Or another name is Glauber salt. That is another name, Glauber salt. So this is the Glauber salt, or generally called as the hydrated sodium sulfate. Okay, so it has a common name, that is Glauber salt. Okay, so what it means what? So anomalous solubility nothing but some of the salts first their solubility getting increases and suddenly get decreases. So whereas in case of Glauber salt means sodium salt, hydrated sodium sulfate. So at the temperature, so till the temperature 32.8 degrees Celsius, it will decreases. Okay. Then suddenly when the temperature reaches 32.8 degrees Celsius, it will get decreases. What is the reason? First their solubility getting increases, then suddenly after reaching the temperature 32.8 degrees Celsius, it will get decreases. Why? What is the reason? Because so it is a hydrated. So till that increases to till 32.8 degrees Celsius, it contains the water. Once the temperature reaches 32.8 degrees Celsius, so the water gets removed. From the compound. Okay, from the sodium sulfate. So water gets removed from the compound. So when the water gets it will get solubility increases only. When the temperature reaches 32.8 degrees Celsius, that time the solubility decreases because the compound, it is a hydrated compound. So till it reaches 32.8 degrees Celsius, it has some water. So that's why it will increases. So when suddenly water gets removed, when the temperature reaches 32.8 degrees Celsius, automatically its solubility decreases. So this is about the anomalous solubility. Have you understood this one? Next, endothermic process. So endothermic process. So in case of endothermic process, as the temperature increases, their solubility will get increases. Whereas in case of exothermic process, as the temperature increases, their solubility will get decreases. Determine the solubility of a substance at a particular temperature. So the first point is to determine the solubility of a substance at a particular temperature. That is the first usage of the solubility curve, to determine the solubility of a substance at a particular temperature. That is the first one. And second one, the effect of cooling a hot solution of different substance can be found from the curve. So solubility can be found out by using the formula, the mass of solute divided by mass of solvent into 100. So this is the formula to find solubility. So few problems you have to solve there. So first one I will just one problem I will do and show there. So I will read the question. A 12 gram of saturated solution, you can do a test there. Question is there. 12 gram of saturated solution of potassium chloride at 20 degrees Celsius, when evaporated to dryness, leaves a solid residue 3 gram. So you have 12 gram of solution. 12 gram of solution. When it is evaporated to dryness, it leaves the residue 3 gram. Calculate the solubility of potassium chloride. Here we should calculate the solubility of potassium chloride. You have 12 gram of saturated solution. Okay. So when it is evaporated to dryness, so it will leave 3 gram of residue. 3 gram of residue. 12 gram of potassium chloride. That is solution. 12 gram of potassium chloride solution is there. Is it? So 12 gram of potassium chloride. In that the one more data they gave. When it is evaporated to dryness, it will leave the residue 3 gram. 3 gram. 3 gram of solute. Then can you find the solvent? So you have a solution, you have a solute, and you can find the solvent now. So solvent that is equal to solution minus solute. So solution how much? 12 gram is there, and solute how much? 3 gram is there. So 12 minus 3, so 9 gram. So now you can find it. You got the solvent is there, solute is there, and you can find the solubility now. So mass of solute how much? 3 gram, and divided by mass of solvent 9 gram. So into 100. So 3 ones are, 3 threes are. So 100 by 3. 100 by 3 that will be 3 gram. 33.3 gram. So this is the solubility of potassium chloride. This is effect of temperature and pressure on solubility of liquid. So what is the effect of pressure and temperature on the gases of the liquid? The first one, pressure. So first one, what is the effect of pressure on solubility of gas? What is the effect of pressure on solubility of gas? If you increase the pressure on the surface area, if you increase the pressure on the water surface area, it increases the solubility of gas. If you increase the pressure on the solubility of water, if you increase the pressure on the surface area of the water, it increases the solubility of gas. It increases the pressure on the surface of the water, it increases the solubility of gas. They are directly proportional, directly related. Clear? So you can see the example. For example, carbon dioxide that dissolves in water. We know that carbon dioxide dissolves in the water. So it is rather low. Carbon dioxide dissolves in water under normal atmospheric pressure is rather low when compared to the when increase the pressure. So carbon dioxide that dissolves in water under normal atmospheric pressure is rather low when compared to the if you increase the pressure on the water surface area. For example, so the soda water bottle is there. Soda water bottle. So in that one, if you open that suddenly, or if you open the cap of the bottle, what will happen there? Suddenly gas will coming out. Is it? So it means carbon dioxide is condensed. The pressure is condensed. They are condensed in the pressure. That's why automatically if you open the bottle of the soda water bottle, so automatically the gas will coming out very fastly. Is it? Very fastly. So one thing you have to learn from this one. So as the pressure increases on the surface area of the water, there is an increase in the solubility of gas. Temperature. So if we increase the temperature, then the solubility of gas in a liquid automatically decreases. So and vice versa. It means if you decrease the temperature and their solubility, gas in a liquid will get increases. Drinks, if you increase the temperature, it will freeze, or if you decrease the temperature, it will freeze. If you increase the temperature, it will also become very hot. That is not soft drink, hard drinks it is. Clear? So these are the two things, factors affecting the solubility of gas, the pressure and the temperature. Crystals. What do you mean by crystals? Crystal is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. Crystal is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. Definite geometrical shape. Crystal is a homogeneous solid. Homo, same. Homogeneous. Here we will not see the different layers. Homo. Only one layer you can see there. Homogeneous. So crystal is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. Shape will be there for the type of compounds. For example, you can look at your textbook. Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Example. Sodium chloride. It is in cubic shape. It is a crystal that is in a cubic shape. You can look at your textbook there. It is cube. Look at that. They are formed by the sharp edges. Edges will be very sharp. So crystal nothing but it is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. So cube that is made up of squares, is it? So cube is a definite geometrical shape. Cube is a definite geometrical shape. So and one more compound, rhombohedric. Rhombohedric. You can look at your textbook there. It is there in the textbook, rhombohedric. This is a rhombohedric. So its name is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. Copper sulfate compound it is. it is a one definite geometrical shape. So crystal is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. These are the definite geometrical shapes, and they have sharp edges. Look at the edges. They have a sharp edges. Sharp edges. So a few more examples there in your textbook. You see that. And next, so this is about the crystal. And crystallization means what? Crystallization. Crystallization is a process by which crystals are obtained by cooling the hot saturated solution. Crystallization nothing but is a process by which if you cool the hot saturated solution, that will gives the crystals. If you cool the hot saturated solution on cooling a hot saturated solution, that will gives the crystals. Clear? So crystal is a definite homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape, and crystallization is a process by which crystals of a substance obtained by cooling a hot saturated solution. If you cool the hot saturated solution, you will get the crystals. That process is called crystallization. If you cool the hot saturated solution, it will give the crystals. So these crystals how we are getting? If you cool the saturated solution, you know that what is the saturated solution? Solvent which does not dissolve any more of the solute. That is a saturated solution. So if you cool the hot saturated solution, that will give the crystals. So one procedure is there. One experiment there in a textbook. You can read that. You will get to know that how they are preparing the crystals. Clear? So here is there page number 42. So how to get the crystals? So you can read that one. Okay. So I hope that you understand what is by crystal. Crystal is a homogeneous solid of a definite geometrical shape. I told that the cube is that it has a definite geometrical shape, and rhombohedric. It is also, and they have the sharp edges. And what is the crystallization? Crystallization is a process by which crystals of a substance are obtained by cooling the hot saturated solution. If you cool the hot saturated solution, that will give the crystals. The process is called crystallization. And these crystallization can be prepared by laboratory. And what are the methods you have to follow? So few methods are there. So if you follow that method, that will give the crystals. The first method is, in the definition only is there, by cooling a hot saturated solution to get the crystal, to prepare the crystals in the laboratory. Some of the method is there. The first method is by cooling the hot saturated solution. The first method, by cooling hot saturated solution. And the second method, by slowly evaporating a saturated solution. By slowly evaporating a saturated solution. And third method, by cooling a fused mass. By cooling fused mass. And the fourth method, by sublimation. By sublimation. These are the four methods to prepare the crystals in the laboratory. The first method is by cooling the hot saturated solution, and second method is by slowly evaporating the saturated solution, and third method by cooling the fused mass, and the fourth method is sublimation. Few will get in the earth. They will combine as a mineral state. So how we are getting the ore from the minerals, like that they will combine in the earth. that will get from the earth, and few should prepare in the laboratory. So in the laboratory, how to prepare that one? So you know that saturated solution. So if you cool the saturated solution, that time you will get the crystals. One experiment is there in your textbook, you can look at your textbook there. Okay, you can read that one, that time you get to know that how to prepare the crystals. So the first method by cooling the saturated solution, and second method by slowly evaporating the saturated solution, and third method by cooling fused mass, and the fourth method is by sublimation. By sublimation, what is by sublimation? Process in which solid is directly changed into the gaseous without changing into the liquid. Solid is directly converted into the gaseous state without changing into the liquid. That process, that is called sublimation. Okay.